presenting Emilio, the Honey Badger Urrutia.
I'm JP Mestanza. Now here's the news you need to know.
Yo, Kai, how you feeling, dog? No injuries or nothing, huh?
Nah, we could go this week, bro, but fuck that. I don't want to spend another 2 weeks in quarantine.
Bro, all right, so this is not your first quarantine stint, huh?
Nah, I've got it pretty easy. I've only had to do it twice. But like Brad and Izzy and Eugene, they've had to do it like 4 times, I think. So yeah, we got it easy, bro. This is like
It's making me crazy. I feel like it wasn't there this whole time that I was talking to JP, and then it just came on, dog.
I didn't notice it until now.
You know what I'm saying? But you know what? I try to clean something on my screen. This is crazy, bro. This is making me crazy. I'm about to switch to my laptop, dog. All right. I've done 5 podcasts in this spot all week.
Where are you calling from, JP? Phuket?
I'm in Phuket. Yeah. I'm in my house, just like maybe 2 minutes from Tiger. Literally just 2 minutes.
Oh,
yeah. And where in New Zealand are you right now? In Auckland?
nah, I'm in Christchurch. I'm in Brad's hometown.
Oh, okay.
I'm deep in the South Island.
Sweet.
Yo, he's in Quake City.
Yeah, I'm in Quaketown. Hey, his mum brought over like all this baking and stuff. So they're so good. The muffins, game changer, man.
Nice.
Bro, I just saw that Izzy made arepas in the bag with the bro. He just made some crazy ass cooking thing. That was the most ghetto amazing shit I've ever seen, bro. He just cooked food in a bag. I just saw it on Instagram. What was that, bro? How did he do that with a blow dryer?
Yeah, he was just heating it up with the blow dryer. He's like, I learned this at it was already made. He was just heating it up.
I thought he made like that.
He's like, I've been to boarding school. I know how to do it. He had the iron board out, heating it up, and then he had the hair dryer. There's 2 ways. He's like, they don't want to give us a fucking microwave. They think it's like a fire hazard. So he's like, fuck that.
What? We can talk. Let's get on. We can get on the podcast. We can start the podcast because we're both in quarantine. So it's kind of funny. We can talk about the ridiculous draconian measures that the whole world is under, bro. Nothing makes sense about none of this corona, dog. It is fucking. Yo, I'm losing my I'm not losing my shit, but I mean, dog. 15 days of your life, you start to think like, what makes sense and what doesn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Bro, it's crazy because check this out. Shay is in all right, let's get started. Yo, Shay.
No, just keep going.
Yeah. Yo, we know what's crazy, Kai? Shay is Shay is in England. Our good friend is in England, right? And he's sneaking into the gym, bro. His gym has been open underground for the last year. He has to sneak in, and they got all the windows boarded, and it's dark so that you can't see, and then people are secretly training in this gym, and he can secretly do workout sessions. He hasn't grappled or done any type of sparring in over a year, dog. It's fucking madness. My family in Peru, my grandma passed away 2 weeks ago. Rest in peace. All good.
Sorry to hear about that.
It's all good. It's all good, bro. Everybody was, you know what I mean? Like, she's a beast. She had a great life. But my mom was just in Peru, and my cousins couldn't go to the house that everybody lives in because on Sundays everybody in Peru is on a lockdown. They can go to the grocery store on certain days of the week. It's nuts. Yeah. I'm in quarantine. So my mom's in Peru, and in Peru, like, they can only go out on certain days of the week. You're in quarantine in New Zealand. You know what I'm saying? I'm in quarantine in Bangkok. Our friend Shay in England is going to his gym secretly undercover. What's going on here, man? It's kind of crazy, yo.
Yeah, it's a shit show. The way the world works right now, it's like it gets to a point where it's not even even realistic to being able to travel or do your job. It's like the costs that come with it and everything. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, well, I don't even know how the rest of but I'll tell you what, man. One of the things, Guy, I'm sure you can relate. Not very few people, bro. How many fighters are in our position but can't do what they want to do, bro? So lucky that we're. How many times? So this is your second fight in the Corona era, or no? Second fight in the Corona era.
Yeah,
it's crazy, man. Like, we're able to make our full contracts. It's not like we got half, and you get your full contract still. So we're super lucky for that, man. At least, right?
Yeah. Count your blessings, eh?
Yeah, man. But yo, Kai, how you feeling, brother? Fresh off his UFC 259 victory, got the walk-off KO. You had to leave him with a hungy. He had to hungy the first, and he had to let it.
He hungy the mat. That was my favorite new phrase, dog.
He hungy the mat, so you had to let him live, huh, Kai?
Yeah, bro. Nah, I'm top of the world, man. Such a it doesn't even feel like it's real. Like it's like so surreal that this happened last week. Like everything that I've been visualizing and picturing all came into fruition and all happened. So just proud of myself. You know, it takes a lot to get back in the win column. You guys would know. You've seen the journey being a fighter and documenting it. It takes so much to build yourself back up, and coming off a loss, coming off you know, to get back in that win column, you just got to pick yourself back up and get back in there. And I said it at the start when I was walking out to the to my fight in the to the commentators in the press conference. I just said, you know, I want to do this for my son, show him that, you know, if you face adversity and you take a loss, you just pick yourself up, dust yourself off and run it back and just do it again. And, you know, look what can happen. Just got to believe you're the best in the world. You got to believe it long before anyone else believes it. So I was just telling myself that the whole night, just show everyone that you're the best in the world. And then went out there, just didn't feel any pressure, didn't put any more pressure that needed to be. You know, I knew my back was against the wall. I started my new fight contract, coming off a loss, fighting a guy that's ranked the same as me, number 8, which is pretty wild. But yeah, I just had to weather the storm. We train jiu-jitsu just as much as we do kickboxing at City Kickboxing. Just because it's the name doesn't mean we don't train it. So, you know, I knew my defense would hold up, and it did. And, you know, I was in the best position he could have ever been in. You know, he's got 9 rear naked chokes, black belt specialist in jiu-jitsu, and he was in his world for 3.5 minutes, couldn't finish me. And then I was only on my world for 10 seconds, and I knocked him out. So you got to thank Herb Dean for that, for me not following up, because, you know, he's been talking a bit of shit, saying the Herb Dean I've got to thank Herb Dean for giving me that win, but this guy's delusional. You know, he's going to have a bit of a medical suspension, because he's taking a bit of a head knock. When he face plant like that, I saved you. You didn't save me, bro. So no, you know, it couldn't have gone any better, and we got the 50K bonus. So yeah, I'm just so blessed, and yeah, I'm just so happy to be going back to New Zealand and ride this quarantine out and go celebrate with my son and my family. So yeah, I'm in a good place.
Bro, this was
Awesome,
the 10th knockout of your career, and it seemed like this fight was kind of a microcosm. I've known you for a long time now. It seemed like this fight was like a microcosm of kind of your career. It's like stumbled a little bit, and, you know, you were back. You were kind of almost like 2 or 3 steps back, it looked like. But, you know, people who don't know you would think one way, but people like us, me and Emilio, we know you. Like, we saw that. Like, there's always no matter how little a tank he got, what do you think he got? He's got way more than that. And like, we just stuck it out. I'm just holding my head like this, watching the fight the whole time. And then for you to come away, walk away with that knockout like that. I mean, is this a fight that you think that you'll look at 10 years from now, and this will be one of the special ones?
No, yeah, definitely. It's this comeback that you know, everyone's talking about, and just getting through those tough positions and finding a way to get out. You know, you if there's a chance and there's, like, you know, 1% of me getting out, you just can't count me out. And that whole time you could see in my face, I wasn't stressed. I wasn't, you know, freaking out. I was staying calm, collective, and just focusing on breathing. At no point did I ever quit? Did I ever just say, you know, just take it? I don't want it. You know, I've got such a stronger willpower, and especially with a newborn son. You know, I was just tapping into that mentality where it's like, this is just life or death now. You know, like, that's just how it's got to be in the fight game, and I got to put everything. I got to be selfish and, you know, do everything I can do to make sure that I come back with this win and put food on the table. So yeah, it all worked out. And when I got up, you know, I could just see him getting tired, him trying to knock me out. Oh, so him trying to choke me out, and not being able to do it. It definitely has a momentum switch. You know, now I've got the momentum because I'm back in my world now. And once I hit him with a body shot, I could see him getting tired. He wasn't, you know, as he wasn't
Energy levels.
agile. Yeah, he wasn't as agile before. And then once I landed that first right hand, I stiffened him up, went for an uppercut, and then another right hand. And once I saw him face plant, I was like, "There's no need for me to follow up." So that's why I did a lap. But then when I went around the whole lap, Eugene's like, "Herb Dean never waved it off. Go back over, finish it." It's like some Cobra Kai. No mercy, finish it. So that's why I ran over and like was about to dog shot hammer him, but and then that's when he got up and threw the mouthpiece at me. But Herb Dean already pushed me off, and he was like, "No, it's done." So yeah, I'm glad that it all worked out, and I didn't rush in. Like my last fight, I rushed in when I heard him, and that was my downfall because I got caught for an elbow, and that was playing in the back of my mind. When I got that clean knock, like when I landed that right hand and it landed flush and he just fell, I was like, I don't want to. Somehow he gets out for the dead and tries to go for a spinning elbow. I could just see it happening, so I was like, nah, I'm just going to get the cleanest knockout I can, and I'm just going to walk away. You can't touch me. So yeah, it was a tough night for the gym. You know, we came away with only one win. And before I walked out, you know, Carlos just had got caught in his fight. So it's like it's a switch, bro. You gotta take away, you know, your emotions from your teammate, and now you got to refocus and do what you focus on what you're about to do. So it takes experience to do this. You know, I've had over 34 professional fights now in MMA, and that's where the experience comes in. You just got to be like, no, it's all refreshed now, and you're not going to absorb anything that's just happened. You know, you're going to start with recenter yourself, refocus. And I knew that I had to pick the team back up. You know, they're going to be coming back into the locker rooms. They're going to be, you know, feeling heavy and know that they've just seen that. So now they're going to be extra fired up. So I was like, that's when I was like, I'm going to go show the world how I'm the best in this division. I'm the best in the world. And yeah, and look what happened. So yeah, just really proud of myself and glad to get back in the swing column.
Yo, Kai, that was a great win. It was a great finish, man. And I think one of the great things about this fight is you kind of just touch up on about it. I was going to ask you about that. It really showed your 34. What you showed, I feel like what you really showed was your 34 fight experience, because we know this is not the first time you've been in a bad spot in a fight before. You know, you've been down and come back and knock guys out. You've been ahead and been, you know what I mean? Like you've had your back taken plenty of times in fights now, where I feel like all that experience from the years before really came into part. It's funny, Joe Rogan and I wasn't listening to the commentary too much, but a lot of people were talking bad about the commentary all night. Yeah. These guys lost the plot. They lost the plot, because I remember on your fight specifically, I'm in quarantine, I'm chilling, but I remember I'm watching, they're like, oh, DC Cormier, I'm just like, yo, these guys need to relax, dog. They need to relax. It's like 3 minutes into the fight, and I know my boy's been here all day long. For sure, you're drilling this position. I know you guys start from the back all the time, so it was great to see that poise. You know, just kept fighting the hands, and slowly started to edge away at his will. You know, that was great, man. I think that was your 34. Well,
when the commentators like, he's doomed, they said it maybe like 3 times. He's done. It's done. And then when I fight the hands, and they're like, oh, there's no quit in him. It's like, well, of course it's not. I'm not going to let someone just – you got to sleep me to beat me. Like, I ain't tapping to joke, bro. Like, there's too much on the line. And at no point was it, like, tied around my neck. Yeah, there was pressure, but it wasn't cutting off my circulation. And that's why I wasn't really freaking out. And this is true testament to the stuff that we're doing in the gym, you know, with Eugene and all our teammates, but also the extras that we're doing on the side. So we've been working with David Wood. He's our breathing coach. So we've been doing a lot of tools, working with a lot of tools that he's added to my game to help, you know, manage stress and manage these pressure situations and staying calm. Like we've been doing kettlebell, like walks underneath the water, kind of like what BJ Penn would have done with like the rocks, you know. I think surfers do this a lot, where they try to get their CO2 tolerance better, so that they're more used to, like, you know, under the water where everything is so hectic, but you have to stay calm because, you know, you got to just tell yourself, you know, you have to you still be able to
preserve
function.
Preserve your energy
preserve energy and still be able to function. So that was the mindset I was tapping into when I was fighting the hands and I was fighting the choke. I remember me being in the pool, and I lasted like a minute for the first time I did it. And then he told me a few things that I could focus on when I'm down in the bottom of the deep end, sitting in the bottom of the pool. And the next time I did it, I got up to like 2 minutes 30 just from little things he said. So I knew that I was capable. My body was capable. It was just a mental block. So you just got to tell yourself, you know, I'm fine. I'm going to get out of this, and I can get out whenever I want. And that's just what happened. And also, you know, I've been working a lot with this guy, David Neath. So he's a high performance sports psychologist. So he works with a lot of athletes, a lot of sports teams in New Zealand, and it's been it's been amazing working with someone like that you know, taps into the mental of the fight game and uses all his experience to help you have your best performance. So what he likes to do is, for me, you know, on fight night, I really channel my alter ego. So, you know, I'm not the son, I'm not the brother, I'm not the father Kai, stepping into this alter ego, which is Superman Kai. So it's like the untouched, you know, God mode, beast mode. Like there's no one that can beat me that night. So when I step into the cage, that's like the transformation I'm stepping into. So when I'm walking into the fight arena, there's nothing that I'm actually thinking about. It's just being present and me like turning into this moldy warrior that, you know, my ancestors would have done. It's like in my blood. So it's been massive having that to kind of tap into, and all these different things outside of fighting that we're putting into our game, and you can start to see that in our performances. There's so much more going on than just, you know, the actual fight. With this, we've prepared so much, and we're tapping into that 1% advantage that you need to, you know, perform at this high level. Yeah.
Was this your first time working with? Is this your first time working with the coach?
Breathing coach?
The breathing coach was your first time, right? Was it also your first time working with the sports psychologist?
No. So they've been in my camp since my last fight, but they've been quite new into my camp. So it takes a little while to kind of actually get what they're talking about and actually understand it. So now for this last camp, you know, I was just all, you know, open mind. I was just, you know, just trying to do as much as I could on my, like, when I wasn't in the gym, you know, I was doing those sessions and I was just really taking full advantage and just using it. So, and yeah, you can see how much beneficial it was just to be able to adapt in situations and use it. And yeah, it's been awesome.
All right, I was gonna ask you, man. So, like, what advice would you have for getting? Because I know you've come off of losses before and have had spectacular performances, but it's not the first time in your career that you come back from a loss. What is your recommendation? Like, what do you recommend for fighters to get over that loss? Because I feel like a lot of times what happens is like sometimes it's hard to get over that first loss, and then you take another fight, and then the first one's still in your head. You know, like. What advice do you give for fighters coming up? And even for me too, because this is something that I've been dealing with, you know, like getting through leaving your past experiences in the past. I feel like that's one of the harder parts with it, you know, like to completely separate yourself from it and get back into a new fight. I've said that kind of messed up.
I know what you're meaning, Emilio. Like it's such a tough sport, man. Like it's the highs and it's the best high in the feeling, but it's also the yin and yang, you know. It's the worst and the worst feeling in the world when you take a loss in front of, you know, everyone. So you just got to fight the demons and just turn up, you know. Like this whole fight, the last fight week, there was that self-doubt in the back of my mind, you know. I was scared, you know, but there's this metaphor that David Neath had already explained to me, you know, when you have self-doubt and that negative talk in your head, it's like pulling the thread of a t-shirt, you know. If you keep unraveling it, it's going to eventually fall apart. But a thread in a t-shirt, if you identify it and just cut it straight away, and that's that negative talk. If you just cut it straight away and say, nah, I'm not going to listen to that, cut it, you know, your shirt's going to be fine. And that's when when you're not going to sabotage yourself. And for me, I had that negative talk in my head at the start of the week, and I was nervous and I was anxious, feeling all those emotions you feel on fight week. But one thing that was centering me was having a weight cut. It's like the fight before the fight, and it's funny because Carlos and Izzy didn't have weight cuts to do, so they could think about the fight a lot more on fight week. But for me, since I was worrying, thinking about the weight cut before the fight, I only had one night to really actually think about the fight, which was after the weigh-ins. So coming into fight week, I had to just cut all that stuff, all that negative talk straight away. I didn't let it get in my head. I just was like, nah, I'm here for a reason. I'm here, to show everyone I'm the best in the world. And I've just done all this training. I've been in camp since Christmas, and I've just let that kind of be the reason why I'm here. And on fight week, I was just backing myself. It's a massive thing just to fake being the best in the world. But if you truly believe it and you know it, and you've been doing all the work in the gym, like fight week, you just enjoy it because once you get past that weigh-in, then it's the fun part. You've done all the work. And I knew once we got the fight to the feet, when he was on my back, I knew I just had to push the pace. I knew I can't get tired. Like, I'm one of the fittest in the gym. I know, like, if not the fittest. And like, it's only three 5-minute rounds, so I can just push the pace as much as I can, because even in the gym, I don't get tired. So it's just an experience thing. I've learned from my losses, and I've taken, I don't have a clean record, 22-9. So I've taken a few losses, but I still, stay in the sport, and I still keep working on it and keep getting better. And that's the evolution of the sport. You don't just stop when things get tough or you take a loss. You just pick yourself up and just do it again and keep turning up, because I know eventually it will all click. And for you, Emilio, coming off a loss, and it's tough because, you're fighting guys that I've trained with in the past as well. So it's the fight game. It's so small, everyone knows everyone. But it's just a few little errors that were made, but it could have changed, if he didn't land those bigger shots, and he got the fight to the ground, it would have been a completely different fight. So you just can't be too hard for yourself. You got to take the positive and the negatives away from your performances, and just work on your holes and just try fix them. And when the first hole that it starts is in your head, not being too much in your head, not overthinking things, not sabotaging yourself, staying positive, giving you that positive affirmation, waking up and be like, I'm going to better myself today. I'm going to be the best version of myself, and I'm going to be a role model, and just keep going.
Cut that fucking string, baby. As soon as you see it, just fucking cut it. Don't pull it. That was great. Oh man, that's amazing. And how different? How was having you? So since the last time we spoke to you, you have a brand new born son.
Yeah.
How was the training now? How did you feel now competing and training after having your first child? Did it change your mindset, or did you feel like a growth from that big change in your life and having the new addition to your family and having like maybe another? You mentioned a little bit about it before. Having someone else to fight for now, like being accountable for someone else. Yeah,
definitely. Like, he was born 2 weeks before I left, so it's just something I was juggling at my camp. So I knew, like, to be the best version of myself, I got to put myself first, and that's not being selfish. I just know I've got to provide for this family. So, I had to sleep on the couch, and I couldn't be waking up middle of the night to help him, because I can't breastfeed, I can't feed him, but I can just help when I can outside of like trainings, coming home, just making sure that there's food for my partner and that she's comfortable. And it's so tough, bro. Like, being away now, you just really it's frustrating because my son, if he's not settling and he can't feed or can't sleep, and my partner is getting frustrated from it, I can't do anything. I'm out here in a hotel in I'm in the South Island. I'm about an hour flight away. I can't leave. But lucky enough, we have so much support around us. Our families, my mum, is staying with my son and my partner at the moment, so she's helping out, you know, and my partner's got her family, so it's awesome that we can kind of lean on them when we need them. And when it all works out, you know, I'm sacrificing time away from my 1-month-old son now, but you know, there's a bigger picture happening here. I'm setting him up for life, you know, putting a roof over his head and food on the table, and he'll look back on this, you know, when he's a little bit older, and the whole world knows him now. Like they're calling me Kobe's dad, so that's my son's name. And you know, when you can do stuff like that, this is like life moments that I'll never forget, you know. And this is what is the product of being inspired by you know, bringing a life into this world. It just refocuses you and gives you purpose. You know, the best thing about life, or the purpose of the meaning of life and the purpose of life, is to live life with meaning and to live life with purpose. And now having a son, I'm not doing this for my own selfish reasons. You know, I'm doing this for my family now, and that's a powerful thing. And when people say, you know, you get this dad strength when your child's born, it's a real thing, because there's no love like it. You know, I've never felt love like this. And it's a different kind of love, you know. It's not like an attraction thing. It's just like, that's a part of you. It's a mini you. So I was just channeling into that on fight week, and then using it and harnessing it to help me in my performance. So yeah, it was an emotional time after, you know, I got the win, because all I could just think about was my son and how I'm not there. But I know he'll understand one day, you know, when he's a bit older. And it's crazy though, because they're putting the fights and the interviews on TV, and he wasn't settling, and then he could hear my voice, and then he stopped crying, and then he was just listening and just watching the screen. So it's pretty cool to know that I've got that coming home too. And it's like opening up your Christmas presents every morning, like when you wake up and you know you've got that to wake up to. Yeah, it's just an amazing feeling, and knowing that, you know, it's all worked out. It wasn't for nothing. We got the bonus, we got the win, and now in next week, in 8 days, I get out the day before my 28th birthday, and then I get to go celebrate with my family. So yeah, it's an amazing feeling, and you know, so many things to celebrate. You know, my birthday, reconnecting with my son and my partner, and then, you know, celebrating this win. It's like what Izzy said, when I win, we win. So yeah, it's amazing.
Man, my man, how many days left on the quarantine, Bubba?
I got 8 days, so
8 days left.
We're nearly halfway.
8 days left, but hey, nothing better for the newborn than stacking that. Then you got the 50K check coming soon, hopefully. So
yeah, right.
That's gonna help. That's gonna help lick the wounds a little bit for the 2-week quarantine, huh?
Exactly, and I just signed a new contract with UFC, so this fight was the start of that contract. So not a bad way to start the new one. And ranked number 7 now in the world. There's so many fun matchups to be made. You know, Joe Benavidez is number 5 now. I'm not too sure if he's going to retire, but you know, that's a great matchup.
That'll be a great fight, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, he's a great name, big name, winnable fight, and it's a fun fight. You know, people want to fight guys that are getting bonuses because they know that they're going to bring the fight to them. And this is my 3rd bonus in the UFC now. So yeah, there's a few people that want to fight me. Tim Elliott's been calling me out, but he's ranked number 10. You know, I'm not going to fight someone that's ranked below me. You know, I want to fight top 5. I want to make a run for this title. So Roval, he doesn't have a fight. The guy that I lost to on Fight Island, I think, yeah, he's not matched. He's number 6. Benavidez, number 5. Number 4 is Alex Perez. He's fighting matched now. Number 3 is Alexander Pantoja, I think.
Okay.
And then 2 is Askar Askarov, and number 1 is Brandon Moreno, and then the champ Figueroa. So it's a great place for us right now at this flyweight division. There's so many good fights to be had, and yeah, they're all exciting. So for me, for right now, I'm not going to be looking at fighting straight away. You know, I want to spend time with my family and enjoy that, because this isn't forever. You know, I was speaking to Dan Hooker about this in quarantine, and he was like, enjoy this moment, bro, because, you know, I posted, I said, never take winning for granted, because it can just change like that. So I know that I've been in this spot before, and I'm just going to soak this in, you know, enjoy it while I can, and just soak it all in. So I'm going to enjoy my time with my family, and I'm gonna look at fighting probably just past mid this year, you know, maybe like July, August, September, around then, when I'm ready, and when, you know, I've taken care of my family, and when everything else is all settled. Because, you know, it's not just being away for a week now. It's you're away for at least, you know, 4 or 5 weeks, if that. So it's a lot. And in camps, you know, it's not just training. It's 8 to 10 weeks, you know, full commitment. So there's a lot that I have to do, but I know this is my priority. So, yeah, we'll look at fighting again around then, and we'll get a top 5 hopefully. And yeah, just try. I'm gonna be going for another, you know, highlight reel knockout, go for another finish, and that's the fastest way to climb the rankings and hopefully get a title shot by the end of this year. That's what I'm visualizing. That's what I'm putting out in the universe. You know, get past the top 5, and then pretty much leapfrog the whole top 5 for a title shot. So that's how I see it happening. And yeah, I just got to make sure that I'm putting in the work, which I will be doing in the gym, and yeah, just keep grinding and keep, you know, staying in the trenches.
Hell yeah. Hey, new year, new contract, new baby boy. Let's add a title to that at the end of this year, Papa, and you'll be right there, good, baby. Man. Let's line up those fucking pieces, dog. Yeah, I love it.
That sounds good,
Kai, man. Thank you so much for your time, bro. That was great, my man. Yes. Really appreciate it, brother.
Always a
we
pleasure.
Hope you enjoy the rest of your quarantine. Yeah, man. It's always, hey, I love listening to you fucking, man. Love these interviews, Bubba. Anything else, JP, my man, for our boy Kara?
I mean, last question. Just real quick. You've always been wiser than your age, really, than you've let on. Now that you're turning 28 on March 26th, like, do you feel like you're just kind of coming into your own? Not just obviously physically and career wise, but just everything in general in life.
Yeah, definitely, bro. Like, there's so many things that, like, COVID has obviously been a hard time for everyone, but it's given clarity, and it's given, I guess, perspective on where you want to be in life, and what you want to be in life, and you know, relationships that you want to build and let go. And for me, it's been a good time to kind of refocus and figure out what I want. And having a baby that has just been born is such a blessing, and for that, it's just given me, I guess, more direction of where I want to be, and I've just, you know, bought my first house. You know, I've never knew fighting would be able to do this for me. You know, like, to be able to actually, you know, buy a house in Auckland as well, which is probably one of the most expensive places to live in the world right now. Like, to lock that in and just have a bit of security and know that, you know, I'm investing into myself and not just blowing this money that I'm getting. That's massive. And so now, to kind of tick it all off, you know, I got engaged, had a baby, and ticked up and bought a house all in the space of like 6 months. And now to get back in the win column and get another bonus, you know, it just shows that I'm in a good place, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. I'm just counting my blessings, and I'm putting in the work where it needs to be, and I'm prioritizing my time. And now for 2021, it's going to be my best year yet. I can see it right now. I've been working with David Neath, and my goals for this year, you know, I wrote them up on a chalkboard, and I already ticked all of them off, and it's only March. So I guess I got to write some new goals. So
gotta aim higher. You gotta aim higher, baby. Don't be afraid, dog. You gotta put them on there, man. That's the thing. Sometimes we don't reach far enough, you know.
Exactly, bro. But it's something that I've always done, writing lists. Like when I was at Tiger Muay Thai back at in Phuket, Thailand, you know, for 10 years or for however long I was there, every New Year's resolution I had to write on my phone, make my UFC debut. And I wrote that for 8 years straight until I could finally tick that off 2018. So when you tick it off, you know, you just got to write another goal that, you know, is so seems not even realistic, but that's what you want. You want to be pushing the boundaries and to go back, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, and to say like, one day you'll be buying a house from fighting, like I would have never believed it. But now, like, it's just so crazy to even think that. But it's just a true testament to hard work and staying committed to the cause and staying in the sport. So yeah, just kind of just this is what could happen, and to have rooming with Israel and just to kind of see what he's done with the sport in the space of how many years he's been in it, pretty crazy. But there's no ceiling, there's no limit. Like, just I see what he does, and it rubs off on me, and it's like, well, why can't I have a mansion, with a McLaren parked out the front and have all those things, like it's all right in front of me. He did it, and he believed in himself, so why can't I do it? So yeah, it's pretty inspiring. But you just got to surround yourself with those kind of people, and having a head coach like Eugene Behrman, who's so honest and takes it personally when you lose, and you want someone like that. You want someone that's going to be committed like that. So yeah, we're in a good place.
Beautiful.
That was amazing. That was awesome. That was great, Kai. Thank you so much, brother. Enjoy the rest. 8 more days.